plunder, incites Afghans, distrust.
I am just sort of recovering from a 3-year illness where I really couldn't make art. I had this desire to engage with the outside world, and I chose to do that by reading the New York Times. I was imagining as I was reading that the words were sort of disappearing because I was having such a hard time retaining information. The engagement with the material itself, when I started actually erasing the newspaper pages and started cutting away, was beautiful, with the combination of the slight erasure of the color, so it was really muted color, and then the cutting away felt just really meaningful to me because I had sort of been removed from life. And so I was thinking, like, how can a removal become significant or meaningful? And so this removal of language, or these gaps, sort of mirrored this gap that I felt in my life. Koran burning, NATO plunder, incites Afghans. The newspaper pieces that are cut are actual pieces. I consider them pieces as well. But then when I got a residency at the Lower East Side print shop, they were like, oh, you can use these as negatives for silk screens. And then that sort of just started this whole other project. When I printed them and I started seeing these squares, they looked like musical notes to me. So the 4-line staff is what was used for Gregorian chant, and they were really just recording, documenting the shape of a particular chant so that it could be passed down. Distrust and fury grows, Afghan rage casts shadows on, pull out. Basically, the squares that are here are where I'm erasing the pull quotes and headlines that are from these particular articles to then create the lyrics. The piece I had created, where I originally discovered this, was called Names of the Dead, and it was this memorial piece for the lives lost in Afghanistan and Iraq, and also for what is lost when we translate experience into words. And this is the actual image of the protests. So I had excised that image and then printed it and then hand colored it just to replicate or update the illuminated medieval musical notation, which usually has these kind of decorative moments at the beginning. Blast wounds, grenades hurled, there be dragons, mistakes and mischances. Because what I was doing felt like it was bringing me back to these commemorative traditions of paper cutting, and it was reminding me of like parchment fragments and sort of this archaeological reconfiguring when things are erased or fragmented and we're trying to sort of rebuild a history or a narrative. So it felt like this very ancient narrative tradition that I was sort of like tapping into through current media, passing information through sound and language that would be repeated and repeated, keep a fabric of culture together in that way.
Mistakes and mischances.
No sign of progress.
No sign of progress.
Names of the dead.
Names of the dead.
Names of the dead.
Names of the dead.
Ran burning, ran burning. NATO, plunder, incites Afghan, distrust and fury, distrust and fury. NATO grows, plunder, incites rage, cast shadows, Afghan rage, cast shadows. On pull out blast wounds, on pull out blast wounds, Afghan rage, cast shadows. There be dragons hurled, there be dragons blast wounds, stakes and mischances, stakes and mischances hurled. No sign of progress, no sign of progress. Mistakes and the dead, names of the dead, names of